Facebook. What's going on? What's going on? We live. What's going on? It's Phantom J. Once again, this is Speak on It podcast, man, and we live, man. I'm here today. Thankful to Almighty God. I think we just a week out from Ramadan, man, and I pray all the believers in the Muslim world had a great Ramadan. To each and every one of you, Eid Mubarak. To each and every one of you. Just want to come on here real quick and just give a shout out to everybody, man. This will be uh, my last podcast, my last streaming on Speak On It podcast. I'll be going behind the scenes, behind the curtains. I'll be doing the news. But as far as in the discussion, I'll be moving away from the discussion so we can have a better experience with the podcast. So, man, I want to just, the vision of D Black um, and what did he want to do. That's my partner, and I wanted him to fulfill what he had as far as with the podcast. We got it up and going, and so I'm going ahead and give way to my brother so he can move forward with the podcast, man. And I'm going behind the scenes. I'm gonna go dark behind the scenes, Speak on It podcast. So if I'm not on there, that's what's going on. But I want to thank, Almighty God a lot for my brother. He had an idea. We've been running this thing almost 2 years, so we got to the point where he can get it and move on and move forward with it. So, I want to thank Almighty God a lot, for me able to help him, in this endeavor. I got some projects in the works that I'm working on, man, and I'm gonna do my best to help assist my brother in his endeavors and what he got going on. But I'll be moving behind the scenes, so you won't see me too much, up front in the discussion. And we'll do this transition, but I just wanted to let everybody know, what's going on and what's happening with the podcast. And, my brother here be able to, make that move and do his thing. And I support him, anything that he does, I'm going to support him, and make that happen for him. And, wish him well on this, him and Jay Austin. But I'm still here. I'm just in a different role. Be doing the news, and we going dark behind the scenes. Make sure we can gain a better experience with the podcast, man. We can get viewership up and get people involved with the podcast, man. So I just want to thank everybody, for tuning in. Those that came in on my page, I want to thank you all for that. But now it's time to move on and let my boy, take the stage and do what he do and handle the podcast how he handle it, and make a move on it. So wish him well with that. With that, man, we heard the news. We heard the news of the passing of Harry Belafonte. Harry Belafonte was a Calypsonian. And he was a civil rights activist. He was a friend of Martin Luther King, Muhammad Ali, Father Flagler, the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan. He was a friend of the civil rights struggle. And we want to salute our brother Harry Belafonte. They affectionately call him Mr. B. We want to give a shout out to him for that. So hold on one second. How you doing, Tanya? But we want to give a shout out to him for that. So we just want to thank him for his contributions to the civil rights movement and to entertainment. Harry Belafonte was here before I was born. And when he was here, I just knew him as a singer. And, just thank him for everything that he's done for the Black experience in America, and for the world. They mentioned that Harry Belafonte, it was young artists in Cuba. Tanya, you got two feeds going on. Is it one of them that I need to kick off, or what do I need to do? To just let me know. But the young rap artists in Cuba, they wanted to perform, and Fidel Castro. Okay, thank you. Fidel Castro did not want them to perform, but out of his love, hey, how you doing, Shannon Brooks? Out of his love, he went to Fidel Castro, and he went to Fidel Castro and told him, hey, let these children perform, man, and let them express themselves. And from that point on, the hip hop community in Cuba was able to perform because of Harry Belafonte. He will be missed, indeed, amongst our people. He's done a great work. I know him from the Banana Boat. Daylight come made me want to go home. I remember that. And I remember when he did We Are the World. And he was in that experience with that. So we saluting Harry Belafonte. Also a giant, if you will, of daytime talk TV, Jerry Springer has transitioned, I think, at the age of 79. We all know who Jerry Springer is, man. Jerry Springer was really the trash talk pioneer of talk shows in daily talk shows, man. And he, Jerry Springer was off the chain, and he was crazy. So we just want to, offer the condolences for Jerry Springer. Jerry Springer I used to watch the Jerry Springer show all the time, and finding out that Shaquita was in love with her sister's boyfriend and got pregnant by her sister's boyfriend, and Jerry instigating. Your sister was a guest on the show, Shauna. Okay, cool. And he, he was messy. To me, Jerry was messy. He'd get things started. Jerry was messy. So we just want to salute him, man, for that. And an update on Jamie Foxx, they saying it was a rumor that he had a stroke. But he's recovering, he's revived, and he is doing very well. He's cracking jokes, he's doing his thing. He was filming a movie, and when he was filming a movie, when he got sick, man, they just used a stunt double. So I guess the movie that's coming out, the end of it, they used a stunt double in his place to finish the film for Jamie. So we wish him well, on his speedy recovery, man. It's a lot going on, man, in the world today, and man, it's just a lot of things happening. And with us as Black people, we got to take care of our health. And a lot of times, man, when we have strokes, we have heart attacks, we have things that go on with us, man. It ain't necessarily how you eating. We deal with a lot of stress. Just living in America, we deal with a lot of stress, and we have a lot of things going on with us. And sometimes that can trigger that. Food addiction. Food addiction is real. That's why people that are struggling with their weight, I don't really make fun of people that struggle with their weight, because I struggle with mine. Food addiction can be real. Food addiction can have you to the level where you're a slave to the plate. It can have you with all types of sickness. So we just want to, we want to just be mindful of our health, man, what we got going on. Man, don't let people stress us out, and the things that we got going on. Let me shoot the title up here real quick. This is the title we're dealing with. Why the single Black man that wants a relationship aren't approaching the modern day single Black woman. That's what we're dealing with today. And right now, some statistics, the Pew Institute, just dealing across the board, that let me look at this statistic real quick, and it's interesting that they dealing with modern dating. And in modern dating, they said half of U.S. adults saying dating has gotten harder for most people in the last 10 years. It's not the fact that we can't find people, but what's happening is that the people that we're finding, it's a struggle to find compatibility. So when I'm speaking that out of the lens of dating, I'm not speaking out of the lens of not finding nobody at all. It's the lens of finding some type of compatibility with an individual, and that's what we kind of dealing with. Say 65% of women, they struggling to find a mate, and it's dealing with the aspect that's online. It's the online space is different. 1 out of 10 women, 1 out of 6 women, they getting weirdos. They getting people that's going crazy. They don't know how to say, hey, I'm not interested in you. They don't know how to leave them alone, so they stalking them. So they said 1 out of 6 women, they getting a stalker offline. So we're going to deal with why is it that in our particular case, young black men are not approaching young black women. Why today is so difficult now? Statistics say that 99% of men really don't approach women. You got the one men do, but the 1% is who we're going to deal with. The 1%. So, of course, they'll go out and go meet some women, but the vast majority of men are not really stepping to women. They said some of them are saying that it's hard to find a mate. It's hard to find somebody in life, or they too afraid of rejection, and sometimes the rejection can backfire. So we're trying to understand, that aspect, and we're going to talk about it tonight. We're waiting on D Black and waiting on them to come on, so we can get this discussion going. Because a lot of times we can, in order for us to really have a family and to have children in the family and in the family structure, we got to approach each other. We can't do it by mind reading. The male got to approach the female. The female got to be receptive. But when you're dealing with individuals that, boy, gone by, you getting with your broke self or broke ass, get your broke ass out of my face. When you dealing with that aspect, and some men can't handle it, you're gonna have an issue with approaching a woman. Sometimes you don't want to, and I always reference this. Sometimes the women that we like, we have that vision of them in our head, and we had a vision that we're with them. We having a relationship with them in our head, but in reality, we haven't asked them yet. So when they come around, we see them hoping that if we do ask, they'll accept. Or if they speak to us, we read more into it. If they're kind to us, we read more into it because we like this individual. So when the reality of you asking her, hey, can we go out sometime, or can we hook up, can we hang out, and she says no, all of what you thought about that person, the bubble get bust. So now there's disappointment. And sometimes we don't know how to shake back from the disappointment. Now, a lot of us, we can do that and shake back from the disappointment and go from there. Black, what's going on?
What it is, what it do?
Man, chilling. So, and we go from there. So in our minds, we good until the reality hits and say, hey, can I go out with you? Hey, I think you cool. Can we hang out sometime? Can I get your number? Well, I don't see you like that. I see you as a brother. I see you as a friend. And that those whole feelings are squashed. And we're not the fact that a lot of us don't move on from that individual we like. We got to learn to move on. And that's what we're trying to, we want to discuss on why that dynamic is happening. And now you got online dating. So with online dating, man, it makes it even harder because the algorithm is not set for average looking men. It ain't set for average looking women. The top tier men is going to get all the women because that's how the algorithm is set. In society, in the hierarchy, in civilization, all the women went after the higher value hierarchy men because that represents their survival in their nature. That represents their survival. They didn't go after this man may be good, but she going after the man that can go out there and go kill a bison, can go kill an oxen, and this man, he in the cave, he probably can get down, but he ain't showed his skills like the one that's killing them bison. So in their nature, that's what a woman, she's hardwired to find a man like that. It's nothing personal on no man, but if you, that's right, change your standards. There's nothing personal on no man. Allah made the woman that way, and it's nothing personal. So when a woman nags a man, she get at a man, chew at a man. That's her nature telling her, hey, man, you got to keep moving because God put it in her to move us and motivate us to keep going because as men, we can get comfortable sometimes. So God put it in her to we call it nagging, but it's really motivating us to get up so we won't fall asleep. And when she moves and see that we're doing what we're doing and making things happen, then she respects us. And the only level of respect, and when she respects you is when you're doing something. So in our love language, a lot of time as men, is that we want respect. We don't care nothing about no candy. We don't care nothing about no shoes, clothes. We don't care nothing about this.
They care about shoes. They want them J's.
Right, okay.
But we don't care about flowers.
Just the overall.
Yeah, we don't care about flowers. We don't have to get pat on the back for every little thing we do.
Right. The overall arc of, patting me on the head. And that's something that we know we're supposed to do. They're just like, I'm yelling, beating my chest. Man, I take care of my house and my family. That's what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? So the overall arc of the respect, of having the respect, is what that men want. So, we're trying to talk about it today. Hopefully Jay, because Jay had a good point. And I was looking for Jay to come on. Hopefully he'll come on, but he had a good point about the confidence level. Because I was showing him some information about relationships dealing with the Pew Institute. And it says that nearly half of U.S. adults saying dating has gotten harder in the last 10 years. And I remember you mentioned about how it was in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? And the challenges that we saw because we didn't have social media. But now that we got social media, people can move. People can. Yeah, she was talking about Jerry Springer. She said her sister was on Jerry Springer when I talked about that he died. So he died. I think he died at 79. Yeah, she was talking about her sister was on Jerry Springer. But so we're dealing with the aspect of dating. Now they said that 1% of those men are the ones that will step to women. The 1 to 10% are the men in society that will go, regardless of race, creed, or color, that will go and step to those women. The vast majority of men, they have the idea in their head, but they don't understand the timing. So he says that the men in that 1 to 10% understand how a woman think, how she move, the cues, what we call choosing signals. But the vast majority of men don't know when to do that. They don't know when a woman's not really interested in them. They just walk up to them and say, hey, how you doing? My name is James. Boy, get out of here. I ain't feeling you like that, this, that, and the third. You heard this nigga, he crazy. But the one from the vast of the 1 to 10% understand, he getting choosing signals. She looking at him, he looking at her, she smiling, pulling her hair, she doing this, that, and the third when she see, and he know how to move on that. But the vast 20%, 20 to 30, 40% has the same potential, but they have not mastered what the choosing signals are. Because everybody has the opportunity. Now, the other one just ain't going to talk to nobody. They just going to go through life, hoping, and they gambling that somebody going to say something.
But the question I have is,
majority is they don't understand the choosing signal.
Why right now it's choosing signals? Where were these choosing signals 10 years ago? I mean, what happened? Is it, and that's why I say I want to get to the root, and I need people to share this live, because we got to figure out, everybody from men and the women, everybody happy single, so they say. Everybody so-called social media happy single, so they say. But then again, every now and then on social media, we see them also post they wish they had somebody to rub on their booty. But if you happy single, why you want somebody to rub on your booty? I'm just saying, when it get cold, it's all of them on there wishing they had somebody to hold and keep them warm, but yet they happily single.
Right.
You know, so they say it's no good men. The men say the women ain't worth being with. It's a waste of time. So my thing is, to me, that sounds like a cop-out. That's just, you know, to me, it's kind of like the fox and the sour grapes. He kept trying to get them grapes. They hanging from that vine. He kept jumping. He kept jumping. He never could get up to them grapes. Then he just gave up and say, hey, they probably was spoiled anyway.
Right.
It's a cop-out signal, to me, because they had companionship. They was finding good mates. All of a sudden, I just feel like social media. Once again, every week, I salute social media for messing everything up. I mean, it really messed everything up, because we have a more weaker mind society out here now, and everybody go with the norm.
Right.
10, 20, 15, 30 years ago, they didn't do that. Everybody had their own mind 30 years ago, where they see a celebrity, an actor or something do something. They understood that's just that actor, that's television, and that's what they're doing.
Right.
They didn't try to take on that personality or take on that person's character and bring it out into their personal attitude, their personal life. They didn't do that back then. But with it being a weaker society and everybody go with the norm, it's like in Rome, they do as Rome. So whatever social media show you, they want to go with the flow. And I think that's what's messing up a lot. And they pushing that on the people of color, because they know 8 times out of 10, the person of color is unhappy with themselves. So they push the persona on them of what you should be doing, how you should act, how you should look. Pretty girls walk like this. So they putting, it's like building a person. You get what I'm saying? It's like building a black man, building a black woman. And so like when all of them went with the flow of them toothbrush ass lashes, you know, like Greg Gillian said, they are easily influenced. And I don't know where this weak society, you know, came from. Anything anybody do, and you feel less if you're not doing what they're doing on social media. If you're not doing with what a popular singer or actor or whatever, you feel less. Whoever the top YouTuber, the top TikToker, whatever, you feel less if you can't compete with them. That's how the new generation, you know, is. And it's messing up the black community as a whole, because our black women are quick to say they glad they single, they don't need a man. And then the men are quick to say the women not worth their time. If they go out on a date, they wasting their money. If you know, it's like it's no love. Everybody's chasing the fairy tale, is what it looks like to me. And that's killing the vibe. And like you say, the women they have their minds and everything set on what society is pushing to them. It's the ideal man. 10, 15, 20, about 30 years ago, when our parents were coming up, It's you see who you like them. You wasn't ashamed of that person. They just they had chemistry. They got together. They build a family. They they live. And I know
See,
they quick to say they weren't happy and this and that and that. But guess what? Majority of us couldn't tell.
but the thing is though, Black, you got it. People are we punks. We punks because a lot of us are punctified because we get in relationships thinking it's gonna be rosy, even when we get married. Okay, you say I do. I do. When you come to a ceremony called a wedding, you are witnessing two people intending to become one with each other. They're not married yet. They just wedded. They're called newlyweds. Now, the married part comes in when you start finding things out about this person. And you had as much information as you could. Like we're going to use the term dating or courting.
Right.
You found out as much as you could. But as you get into the person is a basically roundly good person. But this person may snore. This person may have bad money management. This person may have some trauma. This person may not be the cleanest person, but they were when they was around you. But when reality set in, oh, this person changed. Now this person was like this. But now the struggle is, are you going to let go of the egos? Because that's what is the overall art of being married is us letting go of the egos. And I got to be willing to accommodate for some of the things that you want me to change, and you got to be willing to accommodate for some of the things that I want you to change in. So a lot of times people, in women, they love the romance of marriage, but a lot of people that tell me that's married, they say it's a lot of work, because they mad at each other and they hate each other's guts right then. That don't mean that they don't love each other. It's just they going through a rough patch in their marriage. This is happening, but I still love this person. That don't mean we're going to break up. We're going to get a divorce. But you got a lot of people don't want to go through the pain of dropping their ego. They don't want to go through the pain of, now we're going to go into the dating part, approaching somebody. They don't want to go through the pain of the rejection part to get to the no's, to get to the yes. Because I was in sales, been in sales 25 years. And you get a lot of no's. But when that yes hit, it could be a $17,000, $15,000 sale from all the no's. But that have to be translated in our personal life. And a lot of times we can be shaky sometimes because we don't know how to translate things in that odds in our personal life because we're afraid that the person that we really like don't really like us. And we don't want to have that knowledge of this person really don't like me. That's a hard thing. And some of us, we know how to shake back. We know how to say, all right, then that's cool.
Right.
I'm gonna go to the next one. But a lot of us, we see this girl. If I go up to Janet Jackson and she ain't interested in me, that could be a hard pill to swallow because I done love Janet. I love you since Penny. And grow up Janet Jackson. But then what if she say yes? You see what I'm saying? But we really don't understand the dynamic of being rejected, and really being rejected is closer to you getting the yeses. So, that aspect can be what it is, but the society is punctified, and we end our life off the littlest things.
Well, a lot of women nowadays approach men. You got
Right.
women even proposing to men these days,
Right.
because I think the men have become weak.
Right, we have.
To me, and I don't know whether it's because they're coming out of single parent homes, and the mother is instilling in them, even though they have to be a man, they are in touch with the feminine side. But it's a lot of I call them beta males. It's a lot of soft males out there. Mm-hmm. And the woman already out there working, And then you got this soft male that know he needs to, he's supposed to provide and
Right.
take over and be the man of the house, be the man. He knows that, but his feminine ways won't allow that.
Right.
He'll start working, but soon as the job get tough, he ready to go home. He ready to quit. He ready to curse him out. He get an attitude. He ready to go home. Like my mom used to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Dad went through all types of hell and shit on the job and stayed there and toughed it out. But that woman to get mad and tell her boss man that her boss lady to kiss her ass and she go on back to the house because she know Dad was gonna cover the bills.
Right.
That woman can't do that now. That woman got to hold that damn job down because these beta males out there not guaranteed to go out there and to make sure everything's taken care of at the house. So they just as feminine as them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, we see it, you see it.
Right. That's right. That's right, Greg. It said women nurture, men prepare their sons to survive the ways of the world. That's so true. I got a friend of mine, his son, he raising his son. And mothers can be, because I was raised by my mom. It's important for a man to have a man in his life, because a man teach you how to survive when he not there and her mama not there. His mama not there. Now a woman can, oh baby, it's all right.
Yeah, it's gonna be okay.
Just come by the house. If it get tough, you always got a place to stay. But the dad, like, look, hey man, you better get your shit together. If not, hey man, you gotta hit them bricks, man. It's out that world cold out there. You can't come back to this house. Sheila, he can't come back to this house. It ain't what this is. He can't come back to the house, bro. You need to make, well, son, that's what your daddy said. You're gonna have to make your way. And that'd be the best thing for men when you have that type of man in your life to really put a foot in your behind. And make that happen for you.
Women nurture and prepare as well, but on the same note, a woman never been a man, so it's a little different.
Right, yeah,
it's a tad bit different. You can teach them to an extent from what you know, but you just never really been a man. And I was fortunate to have a mother and father figure in the household, so I don't know, but from what I see, it is a slight difference. Having that male figure, I move a little bit different than my my friends that had just the mother in the home. I got a little bit more get up and go, a little bit more it's not over till it's over. I have that an extra push and drive that I always had in me because I had that father figure in there that didn't allow me to give up, and so I move a bit different than them. They men, they grew up to be remarkable men, family men, raising children, they doing their thing. But I had more of a get up and go, by any means necessary. I got to make this happen attitude because of how, I was raised.
Yeah, and I would say for me, the men in the nation, especially Brother Ted, may Allah be pleased with him. Brother Ted took me under his wing. Brother Greg, the men in the nation, Brother Edward, that was locally in Monroe, they took me under their wing and taught me things that I didn't know. I didn't know how to change a tire. I didn't know nothing about no cost and property, no fruit, nothing. And I didn't know that I didn't know. I just knew that I existed. And a lot of times as men, you can't get mad at the little brothers because they don't know that they don't know. They just there existing. They just feel I'm attractive. I can get women. This is what men do, and that's not necessarily the case. That's why you need a man. That's why you need a man to really wake you up and tell you to get off your ass and give you a work ethic and put work ethic in you and push you that little extra mile to let you know, hey, bro, you got to get up and go. You can't be sitting around letting your woman do things that you supposed to be doing. You sitting at the house, she going to work. No, sir. You supposed to go make that happen, provide for your family. And that's now the roles are different, but I'm more of a traditional thinker. I don't think like the modern time. I don't believe in me sitting at home while my woman, if I'm an able-bodied, stable-minded, able-bodied individual, I'm going to work. I understand it was a skit. Brother, this a real good one, Black. Brother say, hey, he was making the point. He said, hey man, do your wife cook and clean your house? He said, what do you mean? He said, man, when you come home, is the food done? He said, no. He said, why not? He said, because my wife, she gets up and go to work. He said, so do you understand the roles that's going on? You know, do y'all have roles? He said, what you mean, what roles? He said, if she have to work, I take care of what I need to take care of if it falls short. If she have to work, she take care of, or if vice versa, we take care of each other, the point he was making. Now, in society today, that's how it is. You got a role of a mother and father, but as far as taking care of the home, that's looking like it's a shared responsibility for a lot of people because of how society is, especially in Dallas, in Atlanta. But I know in Dallas, it's expensive to live in Dallas, and it takes 2 incomes to live in Dallas. Now, I believe as a man, those 2 incomes should come from me. But if my wife she's working or whatever she has to do, that's on her. If that's what she want to do, I'm not going to stop her. But to really maintain that house, you know, it's taking 2 incomes. And a lot of times, you know, you got people in families now that, you know, the man and the woman, they work together to put their chips together. But now you got the young brothers, they just sitting at home. They wife probably, a lot of them, they getting these young bucks getting nurses. These young girls, they going to college being nurses, social workers, neuroscience, high paying jobs out here. You know what I'm saying? And you sitting at home, and that's the result, and that's what you're getting from a lot of these young men.
But those are probably the young men that have the courage to step to them.
Right.
The established man intimidated by her profession, probably intimidated by her looks, probably intimidated by what he thinks she makes a year, probably intimidated by her social media posts. You know,
but the established man is probably a little older though, bro. A lot of
he's older.
Really in
he's older. Yeah,
is 45.
He's 40. He's 38, 40. He's 40 plus.
He got it together by then.
He 40 plus and he got it together, and he's judging that woman on what she's putting on social media.
But a 40-year-old woman ain't kind of doing that though.
Yeah, they are. The ones that's on social media.
Okay.
You know, I mean, I'm sure that you know a few that's 40 years old that's making posts like the 25-year-olds.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Because they trying to keep up. You know what I'm saying? they trying to keep up.
Right.
They see that 25-year-old post a picture, they want to post one.
Right.
And what's going on is the man that got his stuff together, he's not gonna step to her, even though she's putting on a show for social media. That's gonna make him pipe down on stepping to her.
What do you think that's in other words, could that not be the type of woman that he wants? Is a woman that does that, and he probably want another type of quality of woman that you think is that?
I mean, a lot of men that's established, a man of standard, a man of quality, don't want the woman that's posting on social media. A lot of them don't even want a woman that has a social media account.
Right.
Because they know the evils and things that you can get into on social media. Mm-hmm. So a lot of OGs, as they call them, 40 plus. Well, the youngsters say 25 and up, but the OGs 40 plus, they don't a lot of them don't want social media women because they think that if a woman is posting her body and everything on social media, she need to be getting paid for it.
Right.
And if she's not getting paid for it, what is she doing it for?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Especially the ones that's in relationships.
But the thing is, I don't think men are really concerned about Jay, what's going on? What's up, Jay? I don't think men are really concerned about what a woman's making, though. I mean, what type of impact that's gonna have on him on what she's making? How would he be intimidated if
in Dallas? From what I gather from the Austin and my brother that's out there in Dallas,
yeah,
men actually look at what women have and compare it to themselves, and a lot of them, if they not matching that or 30% above that, they're intimidated. They don't step. They think I need to get my shit together. So then they looking for another job. They go and get another car. They go and try to move in another neighborhood before they step to that woman if they got their eye on, if they think they want. So they don't be concerned with what she's making as far as adding to their income per se, but they don't want to be no $40,000, $45,000 a year guy dating a $60,000 a year woman. A lot of them. Okay. But then you have that percent that ain't messed up about that because a lot of real men where they lacking in the $50,000-$60,000 a year, they may be making $45,000-$50,000 a year, but they have the resources.
Mm-hmm. And
if you 40,000-50,000 with resources, you have just as much pull as the guy that's just out there solely making $80,000-$60,000 a year because your resources outweigh that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I did a reading on resources, and I learned, you'll be amazed on how much pull and how much leeway you get when you have resources.
See, and it's good to have people dealing with your resources. I'm gonna add to that is dealing with individuals when men are our age, we really don't hang with men that don't really have anything. They got to have something to offer, bring to the table. It's just what it is, and it's not necessarily that sports or anything like that, but they professionals. They got some measure of resources they have. So I can go to Jay, hey Jay, whoop to whoop. That's my partner, that's my friend. And we got the type of relationship I can pull from.
Right.
And in the social circle, that's what that high value. I think that's what Godfather was saying, that a characteristic of a high value man is he brings something to the circle. He just don't bring his income or his look. He brings a resource to the circle. I may have a connection on getting your credit fixed. I may have a connection on, Jay getting a plug on a mortgage. You know what I'm saying? And it's lawful. You feel what I'm saying? So it's always something that in the dynamic, in the scheme of things, you deal with men with substance. So like you were saying, I may make $50,000 a year or $40,000 a year, but I got a partner that can give me a plug on the mortgage.
Yeah, your resources, period. Whether right. You can get the car fixed. Yeah, whether you get the car fixed, you can get the credit. You got ways of getting a credit cleaned up, ways of getting $20,000-$30,000 credit cards. Right. Whatever your resource is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, but a lot of men, I just see that's not approaching them. Number one, a lot of women these days that took on the social media and the television show. They took on these attitudes. Everybody want an attitude. You know what I'm saying? And majority of the complaints that I see are the guys complaining about they don't have time for the attitude. That's like the number one complaint that I'm getting when I did the poll on why the men not stepping. They say they don't have time to deal with the attitude. And it's like the women, they mindset on what guy they're looking for. Like the Austin said the other day, he may have to be 6'1", 6'2". He may have to make $65,000 plus a year. And he may have to look like either Zach from Zatima or the dude that played Kane on Tyler Perry thing. So if they don't see that in that man, when the average guy, as you said earlier, step to them and say, try to get to know them, they get that attitude because in her head, she's feeling like she's somebody who, and a lot of them don't look the part, but they feel mentally that they are Fatima from Zatima. You know what I'm saying? Or they feel like they're that character or whoever they're trying to take on. You know what I'm saying? For that moment, they put that in their head. And so she just as average as shit, the girl next door. But in her mind, she feels like she's somebody else from the television shows, the TikToks, the things she see on social media. So I just feel like the attitude is what the guys say they don't like in the women. And I don't know what the women, I haven't really got a feedback. They just say the men not man enough. You know what I'm saying? But but then again, when they do get a man that's man enough.
What do man enough? It just to the women. Well, to ask the women what Latanya, let me see. Latanya, Shanna, tell us as men what is not man enough. What does it mean? Because we could be having one way, but we want to know from your perspective, what does he's not man enough mean?
Yeah.
If y'all
same thing Tony Braxton said. He not man enough for me. So I don't know. But then when they get that man and he got rules, regulations, standards, it's a problem. So, you know, it's kind of like this new generation is like a lose-lose. Everybody wants this fairy tale, tailored suit relationship. And society in reality just don't equal that, you know? And it's I'm hoping some women pop on here and give us some shed some light on the situation.
I did ask a friend of mine, a couple of them, and they were stating that they want a man that seems like they can take care of them, that can protect them, that just not gonna let anything happen to them like we used before, where guys can come up and slap them on the ass that ain't even, you know, theirs. They want somebody, you know, to be able to push that away or to handle that situation.
Okay, let me ask you this. I wish you could get one or two to come on, but the deal is this with that. How is she dressing? You have women saying that what you said, now, but then they run around wearing those see-through ass clothes, showing their ass, showing their titties.
They dress conservative. So, okay. And again, it doesn't matter if they're dressed, however they're dressed. Let
me tell you where I get what you're saying.
They will.
I get what you're saying. It's freedom. They can wear whatever the hell they want. No, the reality is this.
That part's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it doesn't matter if they're whatever they're wearing. If a dude gonna want to hit on them, they're gonna want to hit on them. If you look nice, your girl could be dressed up in something that's body fitting, not showing everything.
Right. But we're not talking about them. We talking about the women that's out there wearing that nude ass shit.
What I'm saying, it doesn't matter.
No. Right. But listen. If I smoke cigarettes, right, I have a better chance of catching cancer. Even not saying that I won't catch it at all if I don't smoke, because it can be hereditary. But if I'm smoking 3 packs of cigarettes a day, I have a quicker chance of catching lung cancer than I would the person that's not smoking. Right or wrong?
Wrong, because there's secondhand smoke.
Right. No, I'm just saying. Let's just say I stay in my house. I don't go around nobody else. I just smoke 24/7. I'm at home.
But that's unrealistic.
Not really, because they ban smoking. You can't smoke in Walmart. You can't smoke in Kroger. So they made it where if I leave my house,
in the smoking area,
8 times out of 10,
you have somebody that's living with you.
Right. That's a big if. But I'm saying, let's just say my household, there's no smoking. We got air purifiers all over the house.
So if they stay in their house, then they don't have nothing to worry about. I'm talking about the people that the women that you're referring to.
But like I'm saying, bottom line is this. All I'm gonna tell you right now on that is you're right. But listen to my case in point. The deal is this. If you drive a vehicle going 140 miles an hour, your chances of running into a building or running off the road going in a curve is going to be a little bit faster, a little bit more hazardous than that person going around that curve when they see the sign that say 45 and they slow it down to 35 and they go around that curve. Then that person that's going 100 miles an hour when the sign says 45, you have a greater risk of having an accident than the person who slowed down. Not saying that the person who slowed down and went 35 not going to have an accident, but your chances are greater. It's called a hazard. It's an increased risk.
We can't really say that because we have to look at the other person's mind, the one that's doing the ass grabbing. You don't know what they have in their head as it relates to what they like. They could like someone that's more conservative because they feel like that is something that they wouldn't be able to touch. So that's why they want to touch them and rape them.
Right.
Versus someone that dresses scantily, they feel like that's.
But I know this from personal experiences from people that I've known in the city of Bastrop and Monroe that would dress skimpy, fewer clothes, and that would hype up the guy that's on them drugs or drinking to grab their ass. A man is quicker to treat a woman, because I've seen this in the videos, and I'm sure y'all have too. You dressing like a hoe, but then they get mad when the guy touch him. It ain't his right to touch him, but if he see her dressed naked or half naked, to him she's advertising. To him, and then she just going out, freedom, just wearing what she want to wear. But a woman that's dressed conservative and a man hit on her for dressing conservative, that's an exception to the rule. But the women walking around there with their titties out, their ass out, and bending over, shaking their ass. If a guy walk up in the club and spank on her ass, I mean, he don't supposed to do that, but he gonna be quicker to do her like that than he would the one that's dressed nicely, covered up, and just, showing herself, not dressing a certain way.
Right.
So,
she dressing for attention. She wants some attention, and you get that
So
unwanted attention.
they dress like that, and then they go out, and it's plenty of podcasts, plenty of videos that show this. These women dress like that, then they go out, and then when the guy wanna touch him, I feel like he can behave while she twerking. He drunk, she borderline drunk, and he want to walk up behind her and start twerking and spanking her ass. And now she looking at him like she mad and she ready to kill him, and she looking for a man to come to her defense. I mean, you are putting that man's life really in danger, especially these days. Like you spoke last week about the people with the tools that's not qualified to even have guns, but everybody have them now. So she out there dressed like a slut in the club. A guy treats her like a slut. She gets offended. You her boyfriend. Now you got to stand up and be macho man. And then they gun you down. And then what? You got killed over there. Then 2 weeks later, once you in the ground, 2 weeks later, she's screwing somebody else 8 times out of 10. I'm just saying.
Again, we should not be trying to police how a person dresses. They dress how they want to dress.
Then accept the consequences too.
And then that other person has to accept their consequences.
Right. However it goes.
A person should be able to dress the way they want to dress.
I agree.
But Jay,
I agree.
Jay,
dress the way you want to dress.
Yeah, but because we all got free will to
free will. Dress how you want to dress.
But there's always consequences to our choices. Is all consequences to our choices. And
same way
as a man, if I'm with a woman and she's dressing like that and is attractive, sometimes men will do it because they don't like you and they want to test you. They want to see what you. But now we're
gonna go a little deeper than that.
Yeah, they gonna see.
Let's just say,
let's see.
I go to
a wolf.
Immature mind.
It's freedom. It's freedom. We have freedom of speech. We have free will. So let's just say if I want to go hang out at a thug club and I go get my True Religion jeans. I pull them down. I got them hanging off my ass. You know what I'm saying? With the belt tied around. I got my J's on. Got my hat to the back. You know, I'm doing my thing. I got, you know, I'm chilling. And I'm in the club. So I'm looking like the average thug that's carrying a gun or that think I'm about that. Okay. So I'm in that area and I'm dressing and looking that part. So then the nigga walk up and he step on my shoe and I kind of move him out of the way. I'm dressed the part. I'm looking the part. He gonna feel like, hey, shit, I may have that tool. So he pulled his tool. You know, we can bring those situations on ourselves.
So let's go back. So it all depends on your environment. So let's go back to where we were talking about Sierra and the way she was dressed. Do you think at that particular party she was hit on, somebody slapped her on the ass?
No, because that was the area that she went to a grown
that was
folk.
secured. Yeah, that was
that was a real party.
Grown folks.
But Jay, it was secured.
So you put yourself in a situation. If you're going wherever you're going, you have to be mindful of where you're going.
But that's what we're saying, Jay. But that's what we're saying, Jay, is that you got, like you said, the environment. It got to be a level of measure. Okay, yeah, it says what T. Chris said. Make a difference. It does make a difference. Look, don't touch. We understand that, but it's some men that don't. So yes, we understand you can look, don't touch, but you got some that's gonna try you. You got men that out there that they
just like a lot of people I know.
I don't hang in those type of places that y'all talking about.
No, I'm saying, but it's,
I don't either. But we just talking about there are places like that. Just because we don't go, that don't mean those places don't exist.
All right. So again,
I mean, and then again, have you ever been in a spot that we go to, and then it just be one guy that ended up somehow falling in there and acting the goddamn fool, got drunk and acting an ass? That one guy. It always gonna be that one guy.
It can always be that one idiot. Yeah. You're right.
Yeah. So you know, but we just saying that I just feel like there's less chances of me out there in the streets around the thugs, or I'm just gonna say out there, period, showing a gun. I'm gonna have more chances of getting shot because I showed that gun. I'm letting people know I got a tool. So when they get into it with me, that nigga got a tool. So the first thing they're gonna do is make sure they have one. So if we get into it, if they think I'm quick to pull that trigger, they're gonna pull it in.
Right.
Well, again, that's true. I can't dispute that because again, we look at the type of environment. So you know, what's her name? She's saying that she wearing sweatpants and a t-shirt.
Right.
Yeah. So
that's a different case. Because she's just out there. No, she's out there enjoying herself. She's not asking for anything. But you can't deny we do have women, and I can go through my social from Instagram to Facebook, women that dress for attention. Yeah. If they dress for attention and they get that, that's one thing. She's not showing skin.
Yeah, she's
natural. She's fine and beautiful by nature. Yeah, that's different. She don't qualify. I see her totally different.
How can she not qualify? The way if she's dressed, however she's dressed, she's still getting hit on, whether she's half naked or fully clothed.
But I understand the dispute. It
doesn't matter.
But get what I'm saying as well. I can take a woman getting hit on because she look nice and she's dressed appropriately. Then I could. That's that woman that's walking around there dressed, showing her ass, dressed for attention. Mm-hmm. She not the one there. Trinket, whatever name is.
It might not be the type of attention she's getting. Maybe she wants to show off her body. Maybe she loves her body. Maybe she works out.
Exactly. Right. I'm saying, but I'm talking about not the one that just works out. I'm talking about the one. If you can flip the screen, go to TikTok right quick. If you can flip the screen, go to Instagram
I already know what's out there.
Okay. So when you see those women on there showing their ass, twerking all up in the camera with their thongs on, then when they go out in the public, they got their titties showing. They got they dressed in the high boots with the thong on, barely covering their ass. When they step out and men hit on them, they act like a man shouldn't even look at them. But you dress like that, and any real man, especially if he's single, gonna see ass and titties and look. But now they got gay guys, they got what y'all call it, bisexuals. So a lot of them may not.
Right.
But on the same note, if you dress for attention, you gonna get it.
Mm-hmm.
She don't dress for attention. She just have on sweats and a shirt.
Right.
Same way with your girl, same way with mine.
Mm-hmm.
Ours ain't out there showing ass and titties 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
Going in Walmart showing ass and titties.
But just because she dresses for attention, that doesn't mean that she's dressing to have someone to hit on her or sexually assault her.
No, that's not what we're saying. That's not. But what I'm saying,
like you say, they not women. When they dressing like that, they're not women.
Right. And I'm gonna add to this is that no, they want to go out and look good. That's what they're about. That's what it is. Hey, I'm looking good. I'm doing what my friend do, but she's not understanding the aspect of the level of attraction. Yeah, you can do what you want to do, but there's always can be some circumstance. Like me in the car, I got a seatbelt. I got a seatbelt on in the car. I can have an accident. That don't necessarily mean that I'm not gonna get hurt or killed in the car because I'm wearing a seatbelt.
I'm thinking, hold on, let me clear the room let me clear the room for the defensive women that's out there. Mm-hmm. We're not saying nobody has a right to touch nobody. We're not saying you can't wear what you want to wear. At least I'm not. Right. Wear what you want to wear, but you ain't. I know the freedom of this, and y'all, woman liberated, whatever the hell y'all want to call it. I understand that. But on the same note, no matter what you say, you know that if you walk outside with honey on your neck, dripping all over your body, you stand a chance for a bee landing on you than you would if you walked outside with vinegar. It's just common sense. No matter how you want to argue, dress it out, the man don't have no right to touch. A man don't have no right to touch.
Those analogies don't work.
Sherry, you're right. You're right. Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, those analogies don't work because bees are attracted to honey because that is their natural thing to do. So
right, and a man, a man is attracted to a woman, a real man.
Men have been given the sense enough, are supposed to have been given the sense enough not to touch.
But they do. That's why you got rapists, though, Jay. That's why you got rapists.
That's why she say just be cautious.
Just you got to be cautious. You have to have some measure.
You have killers of black men. You have murderers. You have everything. So and all things you have to be cautious. You have to be cautious when you get pulled over as a black man by a white police officer, where any police officer these days.
Right.
So, but hey, let me ask you this.
So
do you agree?
All of us should just stay in the house.
Do you agree or do you not agree that men, real men, are attracted to women, are attracted to ass and titties by nature? I'm just asking a question.
Not necessarily. There are different things that attract men.
Right, but I'm saying majority of them.
Majority, we attract.
Is it in our nature? We ain't gonna say that. Is it in our nature? Let me ask you this thing. Fuck ass and titties. Damn ass and titties. Is it in our nature
to be
attracted? You attracted to it?
Let me ask you this though. He got it. He chill. Let me ask you this. Is it in a man's nature to naturally be attracted to a woman? Our man. Let me ask you this. Is he attracted to a woman or a man? Generally, in a man's nature, a real man's nature.
As I stated, a man's nature is to be generally attracted to a woman.
Okay. Right. Then that's by nature, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You also stated earlier that a bee is attracted to honey by what?
His nature.
Arrest the point. So
No. Because number one thing
you said that. I didn't say that.
No, one thing that we're missing.
What we missing?
That we're missing. He goes to that honey because that's what they do.
It made it.
A man can look and be attracted to a woman, but does not necessarily have to touch that woman.
Jay, that's 100% in agreement. But you got men that will do it. You got people.
Hold on. Definition of a real man to me is no pump. He ain't no pump. He ain't swinging on both sides. He ain't getting no dick, and he one day and then next day he getting some cat. That's what a real man to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying a man by nature. So it's a difference in what y'all may consider a real man, somebody who take care of you, whatever. That's going too deep. I'm on the shallow end where I'm saying a man that like a woman.
So you're just saying a natural man.
A natural man. Yes,
a natural man. Mm-hmm. Now we can go deeper on what y'all consider a real man because that's a bunch of different definitions. But I'm saying a man that's he a man that know his purpose is to conquer a woman, create a family, get married, whatever, create a family. That's what I consider. But we can go deeper on what's considered a real man to women of today, because that definition has changed over a period of years. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, it depends on what y'all call that. But I'm saying a general man that know he like cat and know he like women. He ain't screwing a guy undercover, a tranny over here. He know he like women. I'm straight. I'm strictly pisty. That's what I'm talking about when I say real man. But so in his nature, he's gonna be attracted to a woman. Mm-hmm. So if that woman, and that's why you have OnlyFans. That's why you have hold on, let's say no need to go deeper. Yeah, I'm feeling you. Sherry, whatever.
Yeah, Sherry. But, hey, Sherry, what's going on? Yeah, go ahead.
But my thing is with the freedom, everybody got freedom. No man has no right touching no woman. Women and men can wear whatever the hell they want to wear. If they're married, the woman may not want the man wearing them doing the great sweatpants challenge. And so it's a both ways on that. But if you out there advertising sex, that's why we have OnlyFans making money. That's why OnlyFans making money. And that's why we got so many sex sales. And so just imagine you got that broke brother who can't buy. I mean, we seen it on Players Club. I mean, they put it in our face, things that happen in the movies. Shit like that really happens. And it's because, like we didn't see them pick him up and say, hey, you come dressed like that and then you don't want me to touch you. It ain't his right to touch her, but he got that idea from the way she was dressed.
Right.
Well, he got that idea from the way he thinks about women.
Or drugs. Like we said on the last one, we think it's a lot of drugs.
So what you're telling me, at any point in time, you see a woman that's dressed sexually, whatever, hanging out. So it's gonna be in your nature to be attracted to her and go touch her, go slap on the ass.
No.
Go rape her.
Not my nature, but we have seen it done. Don't act like it hasn't been done. Don't act like we never seen it before.
Been done, just like everything else has been done.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that person, that woman, should cover herself up when she goes out in public just because some dude that's warped in the mind thinks about raping them or wants to rape them. There have been date rapes in college and in other places also that women have not been dressed scantily and they still end up getting raped.
A lot of them was in environments. A lot of them in the college, they were at frat parties. A lot of them.
It doesn't have to be at a frat party. There are people that have gone out on dates and still end up getting date rape.
They didn't shoot right.
They call it date rape.
And the key thing about it, that is, you can't, I can't, he can't, nobody can tell the psyche of another person.
Right.
You can be just as intelligent right now, but as soon as we get on the road trip, I find out you crazy than a motherfucker.
Right. Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
Right quick. Give me a minute. I'll be right back.
All right. So no, we're not saying that nobody has the right, but if I go out there right now walking around waving a gun and are riding around the car with my gun. I'm driving reckless with a gun on the front seat, and I get stopped by the police. I have a larger chance of being treated like the police have been known to treat a black male. You know what I'm saying? By what I chose to do. So when women, and being that, like he's saying, all those points he bringing up is valid. But that also all he did was add more fuel to what I'm saying. If you don't know who crazy out there, you don't know who crazy out there.
That's right. That's right. That's right. And you gotta have some sense of security. You gotta have some sense, because we live in a crazy world. All of us, even men have to have some level of security, especially black men.
Yeah, and like I told,
when we out now, you gotta black men gotta watch themselves. We walking up the street, you gotta watch, because you got some people that's crazy. You got police officers that having a bad day. You may run across the wrong police officer. You just walking up the street, and I'm gonna say, I said I agree with everything Austin said. Trinkets are us. Everything he said was right. And he just actually backed up what I was saying. It's the environment you can go in. It's you never know what crazy person you gonna run into. Right. So we're not saying don't dress the way you supposed to dress. Like, I gotta go take some people we supposed to go take a test. Somebody say, hell, they got me going to Decatur. That's the hood. And she say, I'm gonna have to find me something different to wear than what I was planning on wearing, because I'm going to the hood. So she knows that in Decatur, she bound to run into somebody more crazy than she would if she was in Decula, Georgia. If she was in Gwinnett, Georgia. She know in Henry County, it's more hood. So she's gonna dress more down because she's going to Henry County compared to going to Gwinnett County. She was like, why they couldn't send me to Stone Mountain? So it's like, when you know the areas you in, when you know how you like to dress, you know what I do, is just certain things you're not gonna wear. Like, we got a hood Walmart down here, and we got a more uppity Walmart where you see the hard workers, the teachers, and all them shop at. When my girl going to the hood, she gonna wear her sweatpants and she, do a thing. But if she's dressed and let's just say we going out, when she say, shit, I need to go by Walmart, she's not gonna go to the hood Walmart. She goes to the one over here in Conyers, and she go to that Walmart, because she don't want to run into that guy who may have that on his mind. You never know what's on another person's mind. And there are less chances of her running into some hood guy than she would going to the other Walmart. Right. That's true. That's true. So it's always a measure. It's always
a
measure.
When she go to the hood Walmart, she have a sneakers on. When she go into the other one, it don't matter what she wear. But in that hood Walmart, we've seen they stop people for stealing. We've seen the girls in the blue and orange hair fighting in the middle of the damn parking lot, where we see them weave and shit all over the street. So it's like a certain, when you go certain places, you dress a certain way.
Right.
So we not knocking nothing, wear what you want, go where you want to go. But no matter what kind of argument y'all try to bring up, the bottom line is, if you dressing for attention, you got to watch the attention you get. You may attract the man you want, but then again, you may attract the one you don't. But if you just a naturally beautiful black woman that's just wearing her sweats, wearing her shirt, hair pulled back, and she just minding her own business, I say you're an exception to the rule, because the guy just had it on his mind and he just tried you that day.
Right.
But if that woman walking around half-ass naked and a guy approach her, or that hood guy that she not trying to attract approach her, he's going off what he see, and he stepped up to her. He spanked on her ass. He talked to her, what's up, bitch? What's up, shawty? If you want to be greeted a certain way, men talk to women the way they perceive.
Right.
And Google it. You ain't gotta listen to me. I don't know everything, but
Mhm.
Google it. The TV shows try to tell you that. Google the shit. It'll tell you.
Right.
If a man see a woman dressed up in a nice suit, a pantsuit, a skirt suit, the thug guy probably gonna walk right by.
Right. She is square.
Yeah, he's probably gonna walk right by.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. You're exactly right.
But if he sees somebody with that orange hair, there's more that he feel like more on his level.
Mm-hmm.
The orange hair, wearing the thongs, doing whatever, you attract what you put out. End of the day, you can Google that shit too. But go ahead, Trinkets Are Us. What question you got?
Could she come on? Okay, I have a question. Okay.
Yeah, she could. I wish she would join us live.
She's typing that question, yeah, and kind of changing the subject.
Go ahead
and run it. But yeah. So while she doing that, yeah. So do you think a woman that dressed like that, you got men that's intimidated to step to that type of female?
Oh no. They'll step to Shaquita. That the kitchen sink.
Why is that? Why is that they won't step to a woman that, you know?
Because they feel like she's more on their level.
Okay.
A lot of them.
So,
she feel like she more of the Shaquita will be more on Ray Ray's level than give me a Albanitra that works at that's the top supervisor at JP Morgan Chase.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's dressing nice, making that money.
Actually, there have been corporate women that have been raped. There have been a number of.
We were talking about the guys stepping to him while the Ray and JJ are not quick to step to the corporate woman, but they'll talk to Shaniqua that do have in her sister's back room.
Because that's what they're familiar with. That's
what we were talking about.
Yeah.
We didn't see it's been white VPs that have been raped. So we ain't talking about that. We know that. We was talking about he was asking why would Ray step to Shaniqua quicker than he would somebody that's the top supervisor for 4 or 5 years at JP Morgan Chase?
Because he feels like that's more obtainable.
Yeah, that's more of his speed.
Right. That's real. So she got the question, Black. Why is it that when a man finds a good woman, he can't believe it, but then he can't appreciate it?
Now that makes me question what you think, what you feel is a man, because a lot if he's a quality man, if he's a man of standard, he's gonna recognize that real woman. To me,
a good woman.
Because we got women, like I said on the last podcast, you have women that's to play, and you have women that you want to stay. If you're a woman that he needs to make that he wants to stay, he would recognize that. If a man fumbling the ball when he got a good woman, he don't want no good woman. He want that hit it and quit it, that 2 or 3 thing. He want multiple women. Bottom line.
Yeah,
a man know a real woman when he see one.
Yeah, and I think that it's dealing with good men and good women is responsibility. It ain't no playtime, because with a good woman ain't gonna play with you. A good woman gonna demand things out of you. She gonna look out for you, but she gonna demand things out of you. What did she say, Black?
Like Cherie said, she said Ray he don't have his esteem up. That's why he's not approaching the supervisor or the VP of JP Morgan Chase. She is exactly right. And I was saying that last week. It's his esteem and how he carry himself. I said that last week.
Right. That's real. So do you think so you got a vast majority of men that think that way? You got 20 to 40%
I know
men that don't have that level of confidence to step to women. So a lot of the women that's on this live, you got men that like you, but they going with you in their head.
Yeah, hold on. Let me ask. They asked me. Let me ask. Trinkets Are Us and Cherie. Is Cherie married? Because she look like she got 2 last names. She married. Is Cherie married? You know, Austin?
I don't know. You know,
No.
Jay?
No.
You know, Trinkets Are Us. Okay. If a man approaches you, how do you handle that? Because I'm sure you said you wear your sweats and everything, you still get hit on. So I'm gonna take it that you attractive in some type of way.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay. Cherie married.
Okay.
So Trinkets Are Us. You say that you get hit on whether you in sweats or whatever. You just a naturally attractive woman. So when a man approaches you, how do you react? Are you defensive? Are you angry? Do you how do you, if a man come up and say you know, I don't even know how they approach him today. If he say, hey,
I'm quite sure it's gonna be based on her attraction to him. So her answer should vary.
now I want to hear her, you know, I want to hear what she would say. Like the average man, if he come to her and say what they say now, I know it ain't what's happening, shout it. I know they don't say that.
So what you say, Jay, you know, oh yeah, I know you. Say, Jay, you know me, this shit. Oh yeah, I know exactly who it is. I know it
like say it depends on the guy. Okay.
See?
Define that. I mean, when you say the guy, if he don't look the part, you have an attitude, or do you just take the compliment and move on? I mean, how do y'all take it when guys approach y'all? Because it's something that I feel like the women doing that's making the guys afraid to approach them. I'm making them say hell with approaching. It's not just the guy being intimidated.
Right.
I don't believe that, because niggas ain't messed up about your education. And then if they got conversation, they know how to get in your head and get your money. I done seen that done too many times too.
Right.
So it just can't be intimidation. I think it's the attitude or something like that that comes across when that man steps to that woman, and she might look at him like Jay said. She may say, you know, look at him like he got shit on him or something. I don't know.
Right.
But it's something I feel that the women doing, because like I say, when I did the poll, a lot of the guys were saying it's the attitude. They don't want to deal with the woman's attitude.
And also them telling them how dusty they look and how broke they is, and
how she know his income.
Approach them. Yeah. And
but
that's what they say, you look dusty and broke. Yeah.
Look, I'm telling you, it's going to depend on what the dude, what they think that they're attracted to. So if a dude is attractive to, if they, whatever they have in their head that's attractive, then that attitude is not going to click the way that.
So you saying if a guy steps to them that they don't like, they 9 times out of 10, you think the women having attitudes with them.
They have,
and is that, you think that's contributing to why the guy's saying hell with approaching them?
Probably
hey,
so.
Jay, find that video about the mixer right quick.
Yeah,
and let the whole video play.
Oh, okay.
But what you were saying, Austin?
I'm saying, but everybody's not going to have that same attitude, because at one point you're going to approach somebody that actually thinks that you're attractive.
Right.
So you wouldn't get that attitude. But if that person thinks that you're not attractive, then that attitude comes on as a defense mechanism to make you get away from them.
So what, I don't, like I say, was that going on 10 and 20 years ago? Or was it just less? I don't know. I think it's less back in the day.
I mean, I can't say if it was less or more, but I'm quite sure.
She said she don't. I don't think it was going on 10 years ago. I'm thinking a lot of the women then got these attitudes from watching their celebrities, watching YouTube, watching TikTok, their favorite celebrities, and they trying to act like them. I listen to them damn rap songs, And but she say she speaks to him. Okay, she say hello. Let's just say he ugly as hell. Ugly as hell.
Say Black, the video in its entirety is about 11 minutes.
Oh
so
no, it's a shorter version because just throw a little piece of it.
Listen to me. It goes in context of what it is. So why is the way it is, the video. So if you want to kind of deal with it like at the tail end, or if you want me to go ahead and run it, I just move it forward with that. So
I just wanted to see the part where on TikTok they got a version of it, and it says there was a mixer. Only women showed up, and it just showed it real quick. It was like a minute and something, but it was on TikTok.
No, I got it right.
If he's not appealing, I just take the compliment and move on. So you don't frown up and look at him like, why the hell you coming and why you saying something to me? See, a lot of women, why you talking to me? You know what I'm saying? I'm sure they had that attitude because they feel like if they feel like they the shit and a guy approached them if they not wanting to approach them. I've seen women get nasty with a lot of different guys to turn them down left and right with attitude.
Right. I got it, Black. Just go. Let me see. Let me see what we got going on. Hurrah. All right, let's see.
But I think this was in Dallas that he finished over.
A few moments later.
Went to a singles mixer, and only women showed up.
No black guys in the building.
This is the dark side of being strong, independent, and I don't need a man. It goes horribly wrong. This is a bad look specifically on black women. I don't know if the men got the memo or maybe there was a cover charge, but you can see all their tables, if you notice, are bare and dry. There's no food on them. There's no drinks. You know why? Because they were expecting single men to come there and entertain them, give them attention, give them validation, buy them drinks, buy them food, and they most likely weren't going to be interested in these men. They were probably going to say, well, we're not a good match, and have a bougie, stuck-up attitude, and I'm not going to settle. What type of man would want to come to an event knowing that the type of women that he's into, his own race of women, don't really like him, don't really find him appealing, or they're just hard to get along with? Because that's what this really is about. Now, I showed you two clips for a reason. One was it seemed like a group of white women or that type of setting, and it was a black guy there, right? And he seemed like he was happy. He was all smiles, and the women seemed pretty pleasant, right? And the black women, they were sitting kind of, looking around and wondering, what's going on, and that's sad. It truly is, because that lets you know that men are starting to wake up. They're starting to say, you know what? I'm not taking any more of your mess. I'm not dealing with any more of your crap. Why would I spend my money? Why would I take my time, my energy, if you're really attracted to Pookie, if you're really attracted to Ray Ray? And those guys are in the streets. Those guys are at your houses. Those guys are nowhere to be found at those mixer events. It's sad, man.
The Pookies and Ray Ray.
It goes to show you where a lot of men's heads are. And they're not dealing with modern women's crap anymore.
Yeah, so that's what that is. Yeah.
The trinkets are us. She has a different view. She seemed like she cool people. She but then she said she asked them, okay. What are you looking for?
What's going on? Hey, sorry about that. I didn't see you. Sorry about that.
Hey, what's up, Chanel? Trinket say she asked them, what are you looking for? And I guess they get intimidated and walk away from her. Chanel. What's happening?
What's up? What's happening?
Man, look.
What I do? What we talking? We still talking about the same?
We digging into it now. They trying to figure out, they the guys just giving up on approaching women, and they did a statistic where it's only 5 to 10% of men actually approaching women. I think they say it's a smaller percent that go after the men they want.
The
women they want.
smaller percent is 1 to 10. Now the 20 to 40 is the average everyday working man that really, and they said these groups of men, the 20 to 40% timing is bad.
Okay.
So the 1 to 10% understand choosing signals. They understand how a woman thinks. They know when to approach that woman. They don't they understand, okay, this is the type of woman that I'm attracted to. The 20% don't understand that. I just see Chanel. I'm not even Chanel's type, but I'm walking up to Chanel trying to get with her. The 1 to 10% understand the choosing signals and understand, okay, this is my type of woman. I see she looking at me. Look, our eyes are matching. So I'm walking up to her. Hey, what's going on? What's happening? So they have mastered the choosing signals, and then they got a certain social status. They know how to talk to the women, and this would.
Hey, Jay, the Austin, you think that was us?
Yeah, the 10, 20, 10, 20.
I mean, because me, I like to study people. And so when I see something that I'm attracted to, then I pick up on if they're attracted to me or not.
Right.
So I can. That's when I go and I speak, introduce myself, or however I do it. But I don't run up to every woman and be like, "Hey, girl, what's going on? How you doing?" For sure. No, I don't do that. So I study who I want.
Right.
And then
a lot of men don't do that.
And identify in them what I'm attracted to, and if I get that attraction tension back, then that's when
I think, and I think that's what contributed in us having a good ratio when it came to choosing women and picking a mate. Because like I say, we just used to study females, period. The female anatomy, the mental thing, because I grew up with sisters. And now, but like I say, it's therapeutic because I learned things. I was like, why is the ratio? Because we never really just went to
get into that, right?
Yeah, we never just go, but we did used to at the end of the parties, and if we've been checking something out, when right before the lights come on, we used to break our neck trying to get to the one that we wanted to holler at. And then I think when we got grown, we learned that if you snooze, you lose.
That's right.
Because when the lights come on and we'll see her walking out with a lane, we be like, damn, man, we could have, man, I was supposed to. Dang.
You studying too long. They say you study long, study long.
It'd be too late to see like, but he grew up like I did too. They came to him too. So like I say, we bonded like this because everything was the same. It was like Wayne and James, it was like the same person. We was like stuck. And when they seen one, they seen the other. So, but when we hit college, he went to the Air Force, we got in the real world. All of that, learning the female anatomy, learning the signs, learning the signals that we have been doing since yay high to grasshopper. We started applying that. And so that's why majority of the ones are almost, the good ratio of getting all of them is because we knew what to look for. And we just never really stepped to, ones where we didn't like, or, if they was busy running behind this one, we didn't have time. It's like we wasn't like, man, when you get a break, hey, if he slip up, let me know. We wasn't that tight. We just sat back. When he slipped up, they let us know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We didn't have to tell them that. They say, hey, I'm single now. We look like, well, hey, we doing something else now. You know what I'm saying? Because that's like bagging up, bagging back, shitting, then bagging up, stepping in it.
Would y'all say that the men in your life taught you what that look like? Was there any rite of passage that's like, okay, this is how you know when she like you are?
Nope, not for me. Not for me. Well, as I grew and started to evolve, and I was into behavior and social norms and those type of things. So I just kind of developed on my own, and then of course going to college and taking classes, in psychology and things of that nature,
Mhm.
identifying those things. So
And what was the question, Chanel?
Do you feel like there was any men in your life as you were growing up that, like, maybe a rite of passage that was like, you know, let me show you what to look for if she like you. How do you know if she like
Oh.
you?
No, I mean,
yeah,
we were Prince fans, so we was mentally seductive by nature,
Hello,
you know. And I used to play his songs and Maserati low in the background and be on the phone, you know, and Ready for the World and all that stuff. So it was more of a songs.
Okay.
And then
music move you though. Music
it moves you and molds you. And the fact that all the Prince women were beautiful, I just felt like I had to have a beautiful, you know, woman. And I had a moped, and he actually, you know, was my, you know, I admired. So that, give me that there on your boot. And she gave it to him. He walked away, so you gave it to me. It's not yours anymore.
Right.
I took all of that in because I was a loner, and I would get on my little moped and ride around town, see what I like, and I you know. So it's like that kind of had me in the groove. You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, that's a confidence builder. If you can have, because Prince had confidence in who he was,
and then he a Gemini, I'm a Gemini, so I just I related to a lot. He was in the music, I was in the music, so you know, I just identified, you know, with him. And then my thing was the way he was getting them, shit, I can get them too. So that also helped with that, with the confidence,
right?
You know, and then the way he pursued Apollonia, even though Morris was in the way,
right?
He still went after her the way he did. You know what I'm saying? And you know, so that's a good motivational if you just struggling on women and how to get them when it's competition and this and that and that. You just be you. You know what I'm saying? And so my thing was just being me. And then the Austin and I, we also didn't approach women like other guys did. What's happening, shawty? What's up? We didn't do that. We were more kind of like different. We'll say something corny as hell, and she'll laugh it off, and then you know it's corny. But guess what? You planted that seed. So when she go home in the middle of the night, or she with her friends, she'll just bust out laughing. Girl, what you laughing at? Girl, he said.
So corny.
You know what I'm saying? And she could be with a whole nother dude. And the fact that you said, damn girl, I wasn't gonna say nothing to you, but when you made my neck turn 3 times and I got a crook in it, I figured I need to know who you are. Somebody make me do that. Boy, please, whatever. Then they leave, but then they stay in their mind. Then another 6 months or 3 months, when you get her, she brings that back up. I remember the first thing you said to me. And I was like, shit, I just grabbed something out of the air.
And then again, we like music, and we were always listening to songs, love songs, everything. So we kind of captured some of that out of those songs, and
the women didn't know it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You know, there's something to be said, and I've been thinking about the whole music aspect of things a lot lately, and how it moves you and all that. I just did a TikTok about that just not. And like, you know, that makes a good point when you're looking at how music was before versus how it is now. Right. And so people can't really get that out of their music right now like they used to be able to do back in the day. You know, there was really, you know, I can't wait to get to school each day, you know,
right,
and stuff. So like, you know, that's a high school like girl I like you song, right?
Tricky.
And all that, you know.
What's going on now is terrible because all y'all songs is about, let me take you to the bedroom, stick my thing down your throat, and I want you to sex, I want to ride it. You know, it's no foreplay.
Right.
It's straight to the bedroom. That's what y'all got now. It's just straight to the bedroom, get naked. It's no dating. It's no foreplay. It's like drop your drawers and let's make you climb the wall.
Right. Yeah.
You know
And
what I'm saying?
Not,
It's
that
no.
does not a relationship make at all. At all. You know, so if you only approach and that's what you're listening to, that's what's in your psyche, that's what you're repeating to
That's
yourself
it.
all the time.
That Chris
No, you
Brown
don't
and
know.
that
You
that
don't know
rodeo
the
song,
cues.
that remake of
You
that
don't know the
Genuine Rodeo.
Mhm.
That's what it's about now. So I'm a DJ.
Right.
I know the songs and shit.
Right. Oh, you know all the songs.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. But it's
it's in
the
your playlist
rodeo song that's out. The
on this
remix,
place.
the remake of that's what's out now.
Hey, Nick. Hey, I'm gonna reset the room. Hey, we got DJ Black, we got Jay Austin, we got Chanel, we got myself, Phantom J. Want to thank everybody for coming out. Nikki Green, Trinkets Are Us, Sherry, 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 a friend of mine. How you say her name? Ambis. How you say her name?
Trinkets Are Us.
No, Tenstasia. That's her name. Tastasia. Thank you for your comment.
Hey, show the topic when you get a break.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Because Nikki want to know. So
Nikki, we trying to figure out why y'all so mean and got these guys scared to talk to y'all.
Hey,
y'all mean mugging them. Y'all tell them to get out y'all face. If they don't look like Zach from Zatima,
that's who we
Kane from the Power series, y'all don't want them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Social media to mess their head up. Then you got some walking around here. Y'all got some walking around here looking like Precious that's trying to get Zach.
Right. Hey,
you know, we make it make sense.
I want to add this.
Is that I don't think a lot of women don't know what they want.
Yeah, they okay. I just say Tay. Okay, all right, I got you. Black, because me and Black was doing the show one night, Chanel, and we done shows for the youngsters. We do whole dances.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there listening, and I asked him. I say, Black, where the slow songs at? He said, bro, these kids don't listen to nothing about that. No slow songs.
No, that ain't no kids. No.
These youngsters, man.
Dude,
that was epic. Going to a dance. I know.
Now, we gonna get deeper than that.
Okay.
They don't slow dance in the clubs now either. When I DJ in the club, they don't slow dance. They looking at me like, who in love?
Yeah.
Ain't nobody in love in here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But they'll let me play. I could play How Deep Is Your Love by Keith Sweat.
Yeah.
I can play that. I might can slip some Jodeci in there.
Yeah.
And after that, ain't nobody in love.
Yeah.
You know. They ain't trying to hear. Even the slow jams is out today. They look at me crazy when I throw them on. So I'm like, you can't really play the slow jam.
Yeah, man, going to the hops. I know in Monroe, we used to go to them hops after the game, pay them $3.
Oh, they say that in Louisiana. Trinkets Are Us. What's happening, Shouty? They still say that to this day in Louisiana.
So those
they still getting gold teeth in Louisiana. They behind.
They call it
they ain't gonna stop. Not never.
Yeah. So that was a magic moment with the slow songs, and when we went to the house was packed. We used to have to take our shoes off, and they had sock hops, all that stuff. And Nikki went to school with me, so she know what I'm talking about because we was in the same class together. So we'll go to the gym and have the hops, and man, talk about it the next day, talk about it Monday because it was after the game. But he told me, he said, Jay, they don't even do that no more. I was like, wow, because they build connection with the opposite sex.
Right.
Oh, they ain't trying to do that, man. Hey, when I do play them, like, let me play a Monica song. If I play a Monica song, baby, that's why I love you so much.
Right.
The women holding hands and hold them in the air, and they closing their eyes, they hugging and dancing with each other.
But nobody's dancing with the opposite sex.
Man. Yeah, Nick, we had some fun back then. Oh man, we had some fun back then. But yeah,
Trinket's probably about 25. I get Trinket's 25 years old.
How old do you think? She said, "How old you think I am?"
She about 25. Trinket's is.
I say she about the way she talk. I say she about 27, 28.
Yeah, she's still 20s.
Yeah.
I give her 30.
30. Okay. But yeah, that's what I just wanted to add. That man is just.
But even the 30-year-olds, they don't slow jam.
That's crazy.
They hold each other hand. I tell you what, and off the script, on the cool, the black girls have started acting like the white girls because I DJ all parties. I DJ all genres of music.
Yeah.
The black girls then started hugging each other, get drunk, they cry now, they borderline kissing each other like the white girls. That's what they do now. I mean, it's like the identity is lost. You know what I'm saying? That it didn't trickle down. So
right.
You know,
right. Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. But Jay say that he did some statistics on what site was that?
Man, this is the Pew Research. This one of the reputable sites. Me and Jay Austin was kind of going on the idea with that, and I was giving them some information. It say nearly half of U.S. adults saying dating has gotten harder for most people in the last 10 years. A majority of women say they have experienced harassing behavior from someone that went on a date with them. Mm-hmm. And it went into it said most Americans, and I'm just gonna kind of move through it, as more Americans tune to online dating, and the Me Too movement leaves an imprint on the dating scene. True. Nearly half of U.S. adults and a majority of women say that dating has become harder in the last 10 years. Among those, and I'm gonna read this and stop. Among those who are in the dating market, the 15% of American adults who are single looking for committed relationships or casual date most say are dissatisfied with their dating life that has become more difficult in finding a date. Now, single daters is defined as those who are not married, living with a partner, or in a committed romantic relationship, and have indicated that right now they're looking for a committed romantic relationship only. That's what dating is. So I had to kind of clear that to put in context with.
I got a question for Chanel though.
Okay.
As a woman, do you agree or disagree that the way you dress could attract a different mindset of male?
Oh, absolutely. I often say that men are visually stimulated, even though women are too. But what it brings me back to is Dave Chappelle when he did that stand-up, and he said, there's nothing wrong with what you have on, right? However, if I'm looking for a police officer, I'm going to look for a uniform of a police officer.
Right.
And so I'm not trying to call you a hoe, but you got on a whole uniform.
Right.
And while we absolutely have every right, and I saw, I can't remember. My dude sent me another, I think they was doing a podcast or something. And this guy was telling, the girl was like, well, if I decide I want to wear a string bikini, to the beach and all that, I don't deserve to be harassed. And if you got a problem with that as my man, that's a problem. He was like, look, I'm not, like, you shouldn't be harassed. You're right. You shouldn't be harassed. However, they got creeps out there, period. There are creeps out there. And so you have to be mindful. He's like, I'm not worried about my woman per se. If she fine and she putting it out, okay, cool. However, they're going to have somebody that's going to disrespect that boundary. They're going to have somebody that's going to do something to handle because they don't have the respect. Right. That's who I'm looking out for. That's who I'm afraid of you attracting, right? And stuff. And so that's real talk. Like, you're going to attract the creeps with that. So some men can look at that and be like, man, that's a fine ass woman, and be okay with that, But many men who are immature or have boundary issues and need to go to therapy, or have been violated themselves, whatever the case may be, they are disrespectful and they break that boundary and they touching you, or I even taught my kids that, like, you can't wear tights without a long shirt.
Right.
And she learned by herself. Like, she kept wearing the tights with a booty imprint out or whatever. Right. And one time this dude grabbed her behind, and I was like, you didn't deserve that, but they got them assholes everywhere you go, bruh. And so now you feel violated, but you didn't intend to invite it, but I told you that was out there. Right.
Right.
And so, yeah, you can get hit by a bus by accident, but if you step in front of the bus, that's a whole different story.
That's my thing. If you don't want to get labeled as something, you know what I'm saying? I understand everybody want to be free. You got free this and that. But you have creeps out here. You have people crazy these days. You got all type of drugs out there these days. And you just never know. But like I say, you
just got to be careful what's already out there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know.
So it got to be a level of protection.
Yeah.
With how you dress. Right.
So we were saying like the ones with dress like that and then get mad if their man have to fight. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody touched their ass. And I've seen
have to fight, dog.
It's a TikTok video out there now.
He know that asshole is out there that's gonna step to you, cross the line, touch your titty or something, and then he gonna have to. You won't have to fight.
Right.
Like, can we go out here?
And then and they don't fight these days. They pulling guns.
Yeah, they got that stick on them. They got that stick on them.
So we trying to say me be outside so we can knuckle up. As soon as you go outside, they see you style. If they don't shoot you, they partner finna shoot you.
Exactly.
So it's crazy. So I don't think the woman expressing herself, going out in public, whether it's at a club that charge $100 to get in, or whether it's a club that charges $10 to get in. Like you say, that creep is gonna be out there somewhere, even if he just on the parking lot drinking, smoked up, doing his thing.
Right. You just have to be careful, and then that same woman will be the one that's like, you didn't protect me because like no, like you set me up, dog. you know, give me like I want to be able to protect you.
And then if you don't do nothing, you're not gonna If you don't do nothing, you ain't gonna respect.
You can be sexy without having it all hang out.
Having that all out, because if he don't do nothing, you gonna lose respect for him.
Yeah, she gonna lose respect for him.
Exactly. So, but the setup was on her behalf because the creep is out there. He's lurking.
So Chanel, let me ask you this question. So if there is a sexual predator, does it matter how you're dressed?
It doesn't. It doesn't, but
we both agreed on that. It don't matter how you dress.
It don't matter how you dress.
But you're gonna attract. But do you agree, Chanel, that I'm gonna attract more bees with honey than I am with vinegar? I'm gonna attract more flies with shit than I am with pesticide.
No, with sugar. With sugar.
Well, shit, same thing. Flies be around shit.
Shit, so it don't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just like and this is the thing. You're gonna attract who you are.
Right.
Who you portray.
You know what I'm saying? And so, and usually you're portraying that what you are on the inside, right?
Right.
And stuff like that. I mean, I enjoy dressing sexy too in certain environments. Right. I know I'm not gonna go to a space where that potential creep is there, right? If it's a closed party, a certain people gonna be there party, if it's you know what I'm saying, and all that kind of stuff. But I'm gonna be very careful because I am careful about I don't want nobody rolling up on me. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying not to go to jail because you can meet Chanel Baptiste, you can meet Chanel no bullshit therapist LPC, or you can be Night Ward now. Which one you want? Right. And I got a few brothers that know some people right? And so I don't want to be in that position. I don't want to be in that position. So,
but like I said, don't get me wrong. We understand that
attract what I want to attract.
We understand and salute the women for expressing themselves and being independent and going where you want to go and wearing what you want to wear and all that. But at the same note, you got to make it make sense. We not tripping. The man who care about you, he actually care about you.
He can,
If that man say, hey, I don't think you need to be, me and you finna go, we getting ready to go out. I don't think your ass need to be out. I don't think the edge of your nipple, the brown part of your nipple need to be showing. I mean, I wear what I want to wear. Beyonce wore that.
For a man to be able to say that to her, though.
Right.
If he got to say that, if he have to say that to her, he needs to be working on getting out of that shit.
Not necessarily. There we go. not
Go
necessarily,
ahead.
because we're all in the midst of our healing, right?
Mm.
And if this
Okay.
relationship
Get me once you
is
done
supposed to
heal.
teach me that, if being
Come
in
to
this
me when you
relationship
heal.
is supposed, what happened? What happened?
Right.
When you heal, come to me.
Nobody's ever completely healed. We
Okay,
always
well, when you got a little bit more healing to do,
You
I
know
don't
what I'm
need that beginning healing.
you know,
That's
and
too
that's okay,
goddamn
and
much.
I get that. I get that because I need
Because
somebody
we all
at a
working,
certain level.
everybody working on
Right.
something.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So I'd rather, if it's somebody I like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna let
you
you
have that right. You
heal
absolutely
your,
have
you
that
know,
right.
get it. Like when I met the wife, I explained to her, I gotta get, before I commit, I got skeletons in my, let me clip my loose ends is what I call it. Let me clip my loose ends.
Right.
You the one, but let me
Right.
clip
And
these
let me
loose ends first.
trim this
And
up.
you know, and once I clip my loose ends, you know what I'm saying? And
Get out
what
the
we
way.
were steady talking while I'm clipping, because I'm making sure I'm studying
That's
everything. And then when
That's
she hit another level up, I
clip some
another
more.
level up. Oh
Right.
shit, she do this too.
All right.
Oh, she do that too.
What?
And then before you know it, I ain't have no
Ain't
more
no
loose
ears
ends,
left.
and I'm with her every goddamn
Right,
day. So I'm like, okay, is it? You the one.
Hey, say so Black, you see niggas said what a guy's intention when they approach a woman that's half naked. They want to have some sex.
They want to have sex.
They want to get it in.
8 times out of 10.
They want to touch that too.
9 times out of 10. That's what.
8 times out of 10. I'm gonna say not 8 times out of 10. That's what they want because that's what you advertise.
Right.
And that's what I preached to when I was running the youth program, and we used to throw parties, and the girls would try to come dressed a little loose, and I explained to them, you're attracting that.
Yeah.
So when that guy come up that's dropping out of school, straight F's, ain't doing nothing, you're attracting him. The guy who in the band and about to get a scholarship, you know, and all that, he not looking at you because he can't bring you home to mom.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So I'm not. I say it's not nothing really wrong per se with what you're wearing, but you're gonna attract that guy that you're gonna have to take care of. And that's what I preach to the daughter. You're gonna have to, if you act a certain way, you dress a certain way, you're gonna end up with a certain type of person. Majority of the time. Every now and then you hit the jackpot because that person just happened to choose you. But guys want women and girls that they can take home. Like Pops told me, I couldn't bring home what he called them. It wasn't hood rats, mud ducks.
Mud ducks. Okay, I like that.
He called them mud ducks.
That's straight Louisiana right
And they didn't let anybody come to my house. The only people who seen the inside of my house were those guys who was on the podcast. Rufus seen it once, I think, but they trusted me with the Austin and my other friend Renard. Everybody else, I had to go outside.
Yeah.
Right.
So they wasn't finna let any girl just come in the house.
And let me add this, Black, is that it was these women that were in the porn industry.
Okay.
And they talked about how pornography ruined their relationships.
Okay.
And they couldn't stay married because of the history of the porn industry. Now, with their husband, they was always trying to convince their husbands that it was work. But they could not. They could not get past the point that they were having sex with other men on camera.
Right.
And how the tragedy of it was that a lot of the women got on drugs. They suffer from alcoholism. They suffer from psychological issues because of that industry. Now, they say start out young, but as they move through the industry and they start doing what they do, at the end of it, they said it wasn't worth it at the end of the day.
That makes
you
sense.
know, in the porn industry. So they said their perception, when men find out what they do, they end up losing that man. And and they said that they done lost a lot of good men because they've been in the porn industry and they not understanding that this is work, but they can't really, men couldn't wrap their mind around her having sex with a man and she faking. You know what I'm saying? So
because again, we talk about sex being connected to intimacy and closeness.
Exactly.
You date a porn star to Austin?
Yeah. Man, don't.
Well, I mean, she's probably amateur.
This dude, wow.
You do your amateur.
Wow.
No, no, but that's not my speed. That ain't
Right,
that's
right.
what I look for.
Right.
And that, and that's gonna be hard for them guys to swallow, because you see what them porn guys be on and how they be drilling them damn goods, and you gotta go home, then you regular.
Uh-huh.
Right.
That ain't, you know what I'm saying? That ain't gonna get.
But they said in the industry though, Black, they said men that are like that those are more like how in that world you got to compare it to athletes in football. That's just not the average.
It's
man
not the average, yeah.
shooting like
I
that.
know they
So,
tried to. I got a
Yeah.
couple letters to go and do some of that stuff, but I just, it's like that ain't my cup of tea. You know that just
Chanel,
I couldn't do that.
Here, boy. First he
wants
told
on the cool.
Well, wait a
Let me
second.
see.
First
I was
he
gonna
told
think I pulled one up, but
wait,
that
hold
was
on,
that about 4 or 5 years ago.
First he told me he got an email from the Illuminati,
And I showed it to you.
Man,
And did I not show it to you?
Dude, man, bro, I got an email from the Illuminati.
But
So what you
did it
talking
say what it
about?
said though?
So you got.
Did it say what it said though?
It said what it said.
Okay, that's it.
This
That's all you saying.
dude got a bag of tricks. I
Nah,
tell you
you
that.
know,
It is what it is. It ain't my fault.
But they
Make
were
sure we
saying
all
that
know
though.
he
But they were
passionate.
saying that the men, regular everyday men,
Mhm.
can't really wrap their mind because
Minds
they don't
around.
understand. That's like an athlete level. That men are like that size.
Right.
So average men are not like that.
Like
but
that, no.
they can't see that. So,
Right.
but yeah, that's
Right.
what that is.
I can't relate to that because I ain't never been average on nothing I did.
Right.
But you know, that's just me. My bad. You know, we airing out dirty
This
line.
nigga,
But the
We can't get
deal,
no episode. We can't get
the deal is,
a little bit of that.
this nigga.
I blame social media for the behavior of the women. I just can't believe that our women are really just acting like this. It got to be social media.
You know, but we also mentioned music.
They've been hurt though. They've been hurt a lot, man.
They was hurt. They was hurt in the 90s.
Black, let me say this. Let me add to this, bro. Because I'm agreeing with you, but I'm gonna add to.
Right.
You got some women that are some good women, man.
Mm-hmm.
But they've been hurt.
Okay.
Some of them come out on the other end sexually abused.
Yeah,
a lot of them, the stories they've been sexually abused by uncles, family members, things of that nature.
But on average, like 99% have been.
That's been going on. I'm thinking now.
You're definitely right. That has been going on.
It's like the world is more sensitive now.
Yeah, the socials, the world. Listen, the world can know millions of people. Like if I'm telling you what didn't happen to me, right now. If me, you, Chanel, and Jay was in the room, right now, in the 90s, this wouldn't be happening. We'd have to go see each other somewhere and talk about this.
Exactly.
Whatever I said about myself, nobody gonna see that.
Right.
But now, whoever see this video, if it goes viral, whatever, everybody gonna see somebody that told our story.
So Chanel,
that's why it's embarrassing.
The world is more
open. It's more open.
Sensitive now because I'm sure mom had issues. I'm sure grandma had issues. And it didn't break households and it didn't pause progression.
That's your perception that it didn't. Those households always been broken. They always been broken.
I think we are a little bit more sensitive. Maybe, but like you say, maybe
thing, though, you got to talk about it, right? That's gonna make it all sensitive because oh my God, she got the same damn story. You know, her uncle touched her too. Oh my God, right?
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And so it brings some togetherness, but it also and it illuminates, right? And so and now we do have to be sensitive to it because that's the only way we're gonna heal from it is to respect the fact that hey, I have a sexual abuse history, right? And so maybe in the bedroom I might need to be different, right? Or maybe like there's a healing that has to take place in order for me to get some intimacy. Because I don't understand real intimacy because I was sexually abused as a kid.
Right.
So my mind and my heart and my emotions are real fucked up, because I was introduced to some shit before it should have been. Right.
Right.
And so that just makes it harder. Right.
I guess like I said, I guess I kind of ran from that. And I often tell the story. This lady was crazy about me. And we had a mutual friend who was like, man, she wants you to come over there, man. If you just show up, man, just come on over there, man. Just make a day for me. And I was like, all right. She was cute. I said, I'm gonna go over there. You know what I'm saying? So when I got over there, the girl was excited. I'm talking about I got greeted like I was down in Michael Jackson.
Right.
And so while we were sitting in the living room, you know, I'm sitting there thinking, you know, my mind on how can I manipulate? What can I do? You know what I'm saying? What I'm gonna do to her, you know what I'm saying? We alone, what I'm finna do. I ain't make no blank trip. I was one of them, I ain't come over here for nothing type nigga. So
they ain't gonna make no blank trip for nothing.
So she told me
he wants some gas money.
No, I wasn't about no money.
Gas money, all right.
So she say, she just felt like she could open up to me because she really, 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 really liked me and had been crushing on me for years. And now, you know, I'm at the crib. And she messed up and told me, and forgive me, and I was young. This was think I'm talking 19, you know what I'm saying? 20 at the most, maybe 21. And she said she just going off about herself. And I'm one of them people, I have just like the Austin, we have very, very, very vivid imaginations. So the less you say to us, the better it is.
Okay.
So she say, yeah, you know, I'm going on 3 months. I just had my breast removed, one of my breasts removed. And boy, when I'm telling you, and ran up under the balls, I'm like, this ain't getting it. You know what I'm saying? So I sat there a whole while, stomach kind of turning because I don't like to hear that type of stuff.
Right.
And I can't because I'm visualizing she done got this removed. And I don't think back then, 90s, I don't think they were doing implants. So I started just imagining she got something missing. You know what I'm saying? It's missing.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, nah, I can't. You know what I'm saying? And when I left that house that day, because I didn't know, I was messed up in the head, bro.
Yeah.
I left and I never spoke to her again. You know what I'm saying? Up until this day, I'm like, I ran. And I guess so. That's why when I hear about the people having mental issues, sexual abuse, when I would hear stuff like that, I hauled ass.
But remember, from her side of that, you caused another mental health issue.
I know. Right? Now that you know what I'm saying.
I'm now because I got one breast, right? I was already sick. I got it taken care of, so I'm living. But now I feel rejected.
I told him about
that. I know, right?
I already told him.
Yeah. And like I said, I told him about that bothers me every blue moon. That because but I wasn't mature enough to handle that either. Had I been, when you know better, you do better. Had I knew better and do better, you know what I'm saying, it'd been different. But I didn't know. But when she said that, I'm like, you know, that's something that I'm gonna have to, you know, deal with. And at that time, I'm on top. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I'm not finna be, you know, because she got to go to chemo. She got to go do this. That's too much responsibility for a 19-year-old.
Like process and that's a lot. That's a lot.
And so I just, you know, I disappeared. And so when I look back at that, it's like, you know what I'm saying? But then I say, when you were young, so that's the only path I halfway get, 19. And that wasn't for me to be in that. But she just felt like she just opened her heart out and that ran me. So I tell a lot of women, don't tell me, you know, when I was out there dating, I don't really want to know. I only want you talking about your ex. I know you done had some men. I don't want to hear about it.
Right.
Because my mental is gonna make me not like you. So I don't want to hear it. Let's just go with the flow.
And that kind of and like this, I remember when my ex-husband asked me, you know, how many men you been with? Don't ask questions that you don't want to know.
You don't want to know the answer to.
You know what I'm saying? That has nothing to do with us right now, right? And so, but even like considering, like when we were talking before about social media and things being open and we talking about the things, that's why though, right? Because now we know what a breast that's been removed looks like, because it's been on magazine covers, right?
Yeah,
And so
on TV
remove
now.
that mystery and remove that, right? And so now everybody's not like freaked out about it, or you know, back in the day we had no clue what a pregnant belly looked like, right? It was just under the clothes, right? I imagine even as a kid, like, what does it look like under there and all that. But now it's free. You're gonna see a pregnant belly all the time. We're proud of our pregnant bellies. We are like bringing life, right? And so it's changing perspectives of those things. Like a woman should not be embarrassed because she removed her breast to save her life, right? And she shouldn't not that she is not that she don't not deserve love because of it or relationship or whatever.
Yeah, and
I
I want
to somebody who understands that. Right?
I want to walk back with the you said about the partners. Yeah, because I understand. I mean, in your past,
right?
I think when you're dealing with somebody, if me and you get married, we got to look at our health histories as far as our health histories.
And I can go and get a test and tell you that I am clean.
Yeah,
like, you know, because if it's gonna hurt your ego, how many men I've been with?
No, you're not gonna deal with that because everybody didn't had, you know, they didn't have their share. So we don't want to know that, you know. But
healthy.
And what type of are you healthy or have your experience with those type of men
affected
what type of how has it affect you in the bedroom? Do you want to push something that I may not be comfortable with? See, that's where the conversation comes in.
That makes sense.
And then kind of you kind of go in there. I think that's where that type of question, but it has to be framed in a way that is understood. Hey, so what do you like? What do you like to do?
Right.
Hey, I ain't into no sticks up my behind. Getting paid, you know, dildos and paid. You know what I'm saying? Do you like that? Hey, I ain't into getting paid. So it's a level of communication that we have to have on that aspect to know and understand. Hey, this is the person that I'm dealing with. Do you have a history of diabetes? Do you have I know in the nation. We ask those type of questions about health questions because the men and the women, they having children together. So we got to see how your side of the family is. Do I have high history of high blood pressure? Do you are you prone to cancer? Right. So if I'm having a child with you, then we have a son. You need to know that hey, I'm prone to prostate cancer. So now we got to look at my son. Hey, son, you need to do blase blah. So as far as medical history and things and selection of that, that's what I think we need on that. But just to be off, just what you were saying, I didn't mean to be
but that's the truth, though. I mean, I remember when I was pregnant with my first daughter, that I remember asking my ex-husband if he had a sickle cell trait, and he said, "Yeah." I was pissed. I was pissed because we hadn't had the conversation. Right. And all that. And
it's hard to let somebody go that you love, and you got to make that decision. Hey, I don't
think I would have left him alone per se because of that or whatever, but I would have been aware, right, and stuff like that. And thank God, by some miracle, because I had a sickle cell trait. This is the first, for me, you know, documented miracle in my life that I know for a fact had to be a miracle. Is that when I got tested, they said I didn't have a trait. In my entire life, every time I was tested, I had a trait, you know, and all that. And I was like, well, that was just the Lord, you know, and all that. But I remember being pissed, like, man, these are conversations that you need to have before you start procreating, before you start. You know.
And we shouldn't be so quick to want to, you know, because a woman is attractive or a man is attractive, we ready to hop in bed because it could be a chance you get pregnant. It could be a chance. Anything can happen. So beginning as adults and having a real conversation with somebody, like I was saying last week, I don't want no girlfriend. I'm looking for a wife. I'm looking to have a family. So the girlfriend thing, I'm not playing. So I'm not the type of man I'm playing house with you. So I may not be your speed cup of tea. I may not be the person you looking for. If you looking for somebody to play with, I'm not that type of person.
I'm not that one, right?
But I'm dating or courting, whatever terms we use, is for me to lead up to have me a queen in my life, a wife in my life. So I mean, I think that I know women that I meet and know because of women. A lot of women tell me, they said, you know, I'm not really to that level to where you serious about.
Yeah, that they're ready.
Yeah, you know, but dealing with that and approaching the women in that lens, you really weed out people that's not serious and serious.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So if a girl he looking for a wife, I ain't trying to do that.
Like,
so that's not gonna. I'm not wasting your time. We're not wasting your time. So,
but on the
so
cool,
that's why it's so important, really. When you do approach somebody, is really to get your clarity. You find out what the intention is.
But on the cool, if you run into a woman that's, I'm gonna say 40 plus,
right?
Been there, done that. 8 times out of 10, if she's dating with a purpose. If she's going out with somebody, she ain't just going out for no cheap thrills.
That's true.
Right.
She looking for somebody too.
Right.
Now the ones that you speak of that you go out with and
they iffy.
They just trying to go to bed.
Right.
8 times out of 10, she 30 and under.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 8 times out of 10. So when you say that, dating with a purpose, courting, dating, whatever, if you pick that woman that's looking for the same thing you looking for, it's there.
Right. Exactly.
There's a great chance for things to pop off like you want them to pop off.
That's right. Man, that is so real. Now, ladies and gentlemen, hey, listen, we go get to the we finna reset this room, man. We want to thank everybody for coming out. We want to thank the what would I call you, Chanel? We're gonna say the doctor, psychologist.
I ain't neither one. I'm a therapist, man.
We're gonna do therapists. We're gonna say our illustrious panel therapists for coming out. This is the title. Why the single black men that want relationship aren't approaching modern day black women. We just want to thank everybody just for coming out. We want to thank everybody in their comments.
Yeah,
we want and Chanel, I'm gonna say personally, man, we thank you for being a part of this. We
enjoyed this, man. I'm glad y'all invited
me. We appreciate you every time you come on and you committed. Black started this, and I just want to thank you for that. This is gonna be my last week. I'm going ghost to help get the experience. Yeah, I'm going up. But I'm just going behind the scenes, kind of make the experience a little bit more fluid, so we can get the facts up.
No, he gonna be here. He just gonna talk less. He'll still be here. He gonna do the news. He's gonna show the videos,
doing the engineering and stuff like that. So we can have a better experience with this. So we won't be no fumbling and bumbling going on. So Nikki, thank you. Nick, I've been knowing Nick since 7th grade. So it's about 30-some years. So we went to school together. She said crazy. So we appreciate everybody. Black, go ahead and land this plane.
Yeah, we just like to thank everybody for checking it out. Women, y'all need to stop being mean, I guess, because the guys are running. The guys are not built for it tough.
Right.
So y'all gotta I don't know, cut them. You gotta
go to therapy, ladies. You gotta go to therapy and work on your shit so you won't be so mean.
Right.
The guys running. I did the poll, Chanel, and all of them said I can't deal with the attitude.
Right.
That makes sense.
They don't want to deal with the attitude.
That's right.
We gotta work on it.
And so, but guys, y'all also gotta step up more. I feel like
stop being scared of us, man.
Yeah, I mean, because everybody's not gonna say no.
Really scary.
Right. That's right.
Everybody's not gonna say no.
Barrier. It's a armor that we put on to repel the assholes.
Right.
So,
and see,
don't be an asshole.
And that's what and when we needed you on earlier, because that's what it is.
Right.
You all are probably like that because you don't want that asshole approaching you. So but every guy almost gets it.
Not an asshole though.
Right.
Every guy gets it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so they like, we don't have time for that.
Not knowing the dating cues, many women don't know the asshole cues.
Right.
They can't tell what is what, so they just start striking down everything that come. and you
Right.
cannot do that and be successful in gaining relationships.
Right.
got
And like I kind of agree with Phantom. I guess once a few of them get shot down a lot of times, I can see if you don't, like you said last week, if you don't have that natural confidence
Resilience.
built
Yeah,
up in you,
It's
it
gonna
could
bust
be
you
a
down.
problem.
Yeah, it can bust you down. Yeah, it's gonna
Which
bust you
means
down.
they also need to come to therapy.
That's right. It's right. Yeah, it's time.
Yeah,
And
that's
Triggers
right.
are us. Man,
Yeah.
come back, please. Come back. We here.
Yeah, Trickers threw out some good stuff. Chanel,
yeah,
I want you to
come back.
rewatch it. She
Rewatch
threw
it.
out some good stuff. She was hitting a lot of stuff on her head. Then she started evaluating herself. Looked like in between,
Good.
because she said she just really trying to find herself.
Good.
And so, and like I tell many people, a lot of people that comes on here say that it was therapeutic because they learn a lot about themselves and they think different. That's the same thing that happened with me.
Right.
I listened to so much, and then Chanel and even Phantom J and other guests on the podcast made me see things about me that I didn't know.
Right. That's what these
You know,
things are supposed to be, for education and for
right.
us to better ourselves. Everybody can learn.
Right. That's right. And also Chanel, probably, and you and Black, I'm thinking, throw an idea. Y'all make some reels sometime. Make it like a 10-second or 2-minute reel about a quick subject.
That's a good
Y'all
plan.
chop it up and then push it out as well, because we're able on the platform to make reels.
All right.
So and then push them out and do them like that, because people are looking at the reels.
Men be lying and women be lying, Trinket.
Yeah,
everybody
both
be lying.
be lying.
Nobody want to be honest
Both be
with
lying.
for each other.
Hey, the deal is more like this. The deal is like this though. Men lie and women wear makeup.
Cut it out.
So we lie and
Cut it
y'all
out.
wear weave and makeup.
Cut it out.
So I mean,
and that's heads and push-up bras.
Thank you. And so that man thinking he's getting what he's getting, and they tried to warn us about that.
And he like, damn.
They tried to warn us about that in that movie, I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker, but we didn't see that. We didn't see that.
Yeah, that's a favorite.
Dude. Yeah, she took her hair off, took her leg off, and all that. We was like, man, we never seen that. And so, and just imagine that movie, what, 30 years old?
Yes.
And they doing that today.
Right now.
So them boys, that was on to something. Them boys, that was trying to educate us that it was coming.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we lie. Men gonna lie, and women wear a lot of fake stuff, from eyelashes to, so everybody
want to make that waist look snatched.
Yeah, the waist trainer.
The waist trainer. Yeah, all that
That's
stuff. He be pulling all out. Yeah, so with that, folks, we want to thank y'all. Appreciate y'all. Black Up in the Land is playing.
Do that.
Spoke on it. We speak on it. And we
It's out there. So we might as well speak on it next week, same time, same channel. Start sharing the live, y'all. We out.
We out.
Thank you.